Alright, we're gonna play some 50 this evening. For a little bit anyway, until the game either dies or gets a lot worse than what it is. It seems pretty good at the moment, so I don't know. We'll just play and hope for the best. That's all you can do, really. I think we mix this between 3-bet and call. We'll call this time. So with no backdoor flush draw, I guess we float. And with the backdoor flush draw, maybe raise. Probably will raise. And I think we'll just half pot turn. It's the size we would probably take with a 9 if we had one. And we'll do that with a 10 as well. River, we're going to check. I don't see what we get the value from. Queen 6 of hearts. All right. I mean, I think the games are good. Maybe they're not. I don't know. Games on Stars are what they are, I guess. Well, we'll play for a bit and see what happens. We already bluffed off a stack. Got called by pocket sixes for in a 3-street spot earlier. Bluffing with king queen. Similar to what we're doing here. This one, yeah, I think we bet again. Probably gonna have to go 3 streets depending on what we get for a river. We don't get the chance. Aces, we will 3-bet. Down here we'll call, even though it's large size. Still gonna call. Ace queen. Go ahead and bet this time. Here we get raised on the river. All right. Down here we're gonna bet again. We're gonna fold turn. Ace is down here. Get the snap pulled from that guy. And that guy. Big size with the queen 10. No diamonds. Is it nitty to just fold this? I'm going to, whether it's nitty or not. So down here we'll start with a bet. We'll bet again. And I'm going to check fold river. I don't think there's really any bluffs. I don't know what he would bluff with. He'd have to be turning pairs into bluffs, and you just don't see that too often. So we'll go with the check fold. River's 2 pair. Very nice. Yeah, we're not really enjoying the stars grind at all. I can tell you that. I'm gonna have to move sites just because of that. Because of that fact by itself. Got to be somewhere better to play than here. The games are soft, but they're not that soft. I don't think, anyway. They're pretty reg infested games. Just overall, I would say. At least at 50 right now. I thought they were better than they are. Maybe I just got a lot of mislabeled people. I don't know. But here we have a pair. It's mostly just like the regulars aren't that good. It's just they make a lot of hands and end up, you're just against the nuts a lot. There's not much bluffing going on. There's just a lot of, but at the same time, I feel like they're relatively aggressive. So it's weird. It's just a lot of nuts and a lot of aggression. So somewhere they have to be bluffing somewhere to be as aggressive as they are. Where that is, I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think it's post flop that much. But I guess guy doesn't even really 3-bet that much on the bottom left. Up here we go for the 3-bets. And we'll go for the small c-bet. Check and turn. Down here we 4-bet. That's what I mean. It's just like, they're relatively aggressive, but they just tend to have it somehow. I mean, they're going to have it sometimes, obviously, but... And yeah, I guess we just fold Jack 8. I don't know. Check raise bottom right. Turn the nuts. Just go with a normal size bet. We get the snap fold. It's funny, it's just funny how when you're bluffing you get called by pocket sixes in a spot like that. It was just very similar to that. When you got it, you just can't fold fast enough. That's the way it goes, I guess. Yeah, I think we can barrel this sometimes. Sometimes. I think this will make it in as one of our triple barrel bluffs also. The reason being that a lot of ace highs get to that river, so we're here a bit deeper with ace king suited. No real history with this guy, but we're probably gonna 4-bet. Honestly, on this board, given the way these games play, I'm just gonna check and hopefully bink a queen. This is an excellent board for his calling range, I think. So we'll just take the free card. Yeah, and then just fold. I don't see, yeah, I just don't see what hand folds up. I mean, he could have something like ace queen and suited or something, I guess, but I'd say generally speaking, that's going to be a pretty good board for the caller in that situation, just in the way these games play. So we bet that flop, get raised. I mean, it'd be better to bet ace king of hearts than it would be to bet, say, ace king of diamonds or spades or clubs or whatever was on the board. We don't want to get blown off the backdoor equity either, but so I could have bet that one for that reason, but just decided to take the free card that time. That'll be fine. Sometimes go with the large size here with ace king. Yeah, I think we do want to bet this sometimes. Bet again on turn. Down here we called a 3-bet with this hand this time. Interesting that I kind of would expect, not sure what I would expect there. What do we want to do on turn? Check or bet? I think we're just gonna bet. We get shoved on, we can't fold, but yeah. Queens. This dude's like a 60 V pip. I'm just gonna go massive on this board and never fold. That would be the play there, I think. Dude's all in. Fold. Squeeze down here with the king queen, or up here I should say. Maybe getting a little out of line with the squeezes. The 3-bets, generally speaking, but it's fine, I think. At least sometimes. Gonna check the king four clubs here. After we check raise and get that turn, it's gonna be done with it. Completely done with it. And we'll check raise. We'll raise flop over here sometimes as well, I think, with this ace high. Blocking ace king is good. Just don't have a lot of hands to raise with there, really. So it sucks to peel ace jack and then run into ace queen, or, you know, yeah. I like to play it as a raise sometimes, not always just call. That way you sometimes have an ace when the turn comes an ace. When the river comes an ace, you sometimes have an ace when you raise, which I think you want to have sometimes, but yeah. Gonna fold the 7. Do we fold the 7s? I think with this guy's dead money in there, I think I'm actually gonna call. Slightly deeper as well. So goes for the massive size on this board. All right. Jacks it is. That's generally when people use those large sizes. I was talking about that yesterday, how it's just, they've just always got it, more often than not. You just don't see, you know, that's like ace king of spades and ace queen of spades, ace jack of spades, jacks, queens, kings, aces. It's typically what you see in that with that bet size. Which, I mean, he made me fold 7s, which is not good for him. So, not saying the bet size is wrong. I'm just saying it's wrong if you have no bluffs or lack of bluffs or not enough bluffs. Which I don't think these guys worry about. I worry about it from my own point of view sometimes, but I probably shouldn't. Got queens everywhere. Queens on the bottom, queens on the top. Run into king jack. It's a very good turn for him. Queens on the bottom. We're going to 4-bet. We break everything up here. Remember I said you should have a day where you just win all those, like 70-30s, and no. Good thing the most of the all-in so far have been short stacks, so we've been all in twice, I think, for about 70-80 big blinds total, so that's nice. Here, can we bet just for like protection and stuff? Get called by ace high and whatnot. Three betting this guy again. Probably gonna get 4-bet eventually. This is like the 6th time I've 3-bet him in like 5 minutes, so. But usually they just have it, so. Like that. Maybe no one's 4-bet bluffing. That's the first time I've had it against him. So we timed it right, I guess. Check the ace-8 here. I think I stress out too much about everything. Like, people aren't... I'm scared people are making moves. And they're just not. Like, they're just not. It's that simple. Like, he was happy to check down 9 high there until he rivered a pair. He's opening 9-4 also, which is fucking absurd, given that I've been 3-betting him every hand. Like, I don't know, man. Let's try and call here on the button with ace-10 of hearts. Up here we'll go for the value bet. Probably should have blocked this actually, but down here, I'm not sure what this guy's meant to have. Like Jack X combos that flat, but I'm gonna fold. He's got a very low 3-bet, which means he could be calling stuff like Ace Jack, King Jack, Queen Jack pre-flop, which you may not necessarily expect, but yeah. Over here with the 10-7, I'm going to call and try and avoid a heart ripper down here, if possible. That is not a heart ripper. Well, the quads win. It's going to be hard to lose with quads, really. That's probably not going to be a loss very often. If it is, then Stars is actually rigged if we lose that one. Ever. I'm really worried about some of these spots when I don't think I have to be. Like, I'm worried about... People are just nut peddling. That's what they're doing in a lot of these spots. Nut peddlers. Probably going to 4-bet down here again if we get 3-bet. We don't get 3-bet this time. Go for the bet. We get called. Gonna overbet turn. Gonna have to fold up here with the open ender. How much we can do. And we'll half pot on the bottom right. Down here. We get check raised. We can happily fold. We're never getting bluffed. We know this to be just about fact. Do we want to go for value on the river? I mean, he could still have something like King Queen. I don't know. What are we getting called by? Some kind of 10? I mean, I kind of want to. King 9. I mean, he could have something like King 9. I'm going to bet again. We'll go thin against the 40 VPIP. I'm probably going to 4-bet up here. Nope. Jack 7, we'll go for the check this time. Down here. We'll go for the double check bet river move. Called by King Jack, that's fine. Not trying to make him fold pairs there. Well, not that kind of pair. Make him fold like pocket fours or something, but not that type of pair. Just gonna go small over here. Over here. We get raised, it gets a little bit, it's a little delicate, but bet again. Down here with Queen 10, we're gonna go half pot, I guess. A lot of stuff happening here. I go small on the ace turn. Get raised pretty massive up here. I mean, I would be worried we run into something like ace four of diamonds or something like that. It's never going to be one pair. I think I'm just going to fold. I mean, it sets and yeah, I mean, it's just a bunch of sets and Jack X of diamonds maybe. That could be in there as well. Ace is down here. We didn't get a very favorable turn this time. But, yeah. I mean, I think now we just have to check fold. We beat, what are we getting called by? King, Queen? I mean, there's just nothing. King 10, King Jack, Ace Queen with a spade. Yeah, I'm just going to check fold. He's not going to bet one pair here. I don't think. I'll happily fold. So up here, I'm going to do this. Down here, I'm going to do this. Yeah. I mean, whatever, I guess, whatever. Here, we'll get aces in. I was going to say that's a good flop for me, but he almost went running diamonds. Almost did it. Oh, it's one in our favor. We'll take that. Sometimes you get aces. They actually have, you know, they have queens for a change. Yeah, I'm really worried about that king queen of diamonds hand that I'm gonna get it in against like ace jack of diamonds or something. I know it's only one combo, or even just like, you know, ace 10 of diamonds, or, you know, and then obviously you have to worry about the sets as well. That's another worry. That's typically, like, it's not going to be a one pair hand. It's going to be some sort of draw, which, man, a lot of them have us in real hard shape. And then it's going to be a set, which you're doing pretty terribly against. And maybe even sometimes slow played aces or something. I do see them play that hand that way sometimes. So deuce is up here with a spade. We do roll a 94, but I'm going to bet when we have the spade and, you know, just roll with it that way. Check the turn. We just never have the right hands against this guy. And I think deuces, we just don't bluff, I don't think. I'm gonna have all sorts of stuff there. Deuces might bluff on the spade sometimes, I don't know. Not too sure. I don't really want to bluff that guy though to a whole lot, to be honest. Yeah, they just fold. They just, yeah, play the nuts, basically. Don't know if I should bluff that deuces or not. I guess maybe I should. I mean, we're never winning at showdown, that's for sure. But man, I got a lot of hands to bluff with. It seems like I'm going to have a lot of hands to bluff with there. Maybe not as many as I think. There we go. This guy. 3-betting on the button again. Let's check his stats. Yeah. Go for the 4-bet. Get the snap fold. I'm going to check the 4-5 here. We'll bet turn. The 4 tables is a bit of a hindrance on like that spot with the deuces. I feel like if I was playing less tables, I might pick up on that I should have bluffed. But I was kind of caught in the crosshairs of like, well, I mean, I know I got a lot of unpaired hands too that, or a decent amount of unpaired hands that want to bluff also, or they could bluff also, not necessarily want to. But sixes, I'm going to bet flop, check turn. Kind of a weird one, but yeah, take the showdown. Ace king, okay. I don't bet sixes there every time, but I do sometimes, clearly. So 15L, we got to try and get here and stay here if possible. You know what? I'm going to 3-bet this a little bit deeper. Why not? And then you burn through the rake back pretty hefty. You can play kind of normal hours and none of this like 50, 60 hours a week stuff. You could play like 35 to 40 and get pretty decent rake back, you know? So to the point where you barely need a win rate to make it. We would build in some way, shape, or form if we were able to break even or just barely win. So Jack Queen down here. We've got this, and I think we're going to check raise the turn. Check raise turn. I don't see us having too many better developing hands than that. But we are getting a little deep on some of these tables, so I'm going to sit out and reset them. Pause timer. Be going for a half hour or so. Here we got the ace jack. We roll a 69, just for those interested. Do we bet this 69% of the time? Probably with the heart, maybe. I'm gonna check it this time. 70%'s a lot. With the heart, maybe we do. I don't know. But 70%'s a lot. Nothing we can do on turn. Right. But I mean, really, I should be probably building more at 25 first, and then, you get to the point where you don't need any cash offs for a while. That's killer. And then, you know, that's probably what I should do. Just go like kind of hard at 25 until we get to. That's probably what I should do, in all honesty. Just go do one final cash off and not have another one, and then just. God. I wish I was a good player. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, I think. Yeah. So, that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, we'll do that. Let's do that. And then we'll be good for a while. There we go. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna play. We'll do some building at 25 now. We should be good for quite a stretch, I think. And I mean, it shouldn't take that long if we're not cashing off at all. It shouldn't take that long. We still got close to 80 buy-ins for 25, so we'll do that. What else do I have to do? I think that's it. I think that is all. Let me check on my challenge here. Let's see. It's 11 o'clock already, huh? Okay. We got that much. So we got to pay. The challenge will cover itself. So we got to pay 29.67. 375 minus. There, so we got $84 more to pay on this chest. $296. Oh no, we did that wrong, right? We got 375 minus 296.79, I think. Yeah. Equals. So we got $78 left on this chest. And then we'll have to get one more for the week for 375. So we got 453.21 divided by, let's call it 6 days. Divide that by 14. We got to play just 5.5 hours a week to get the 2 chests plus. So we'll get 150 for the 2 chests plus another 37.5. So we'll get 187.50 and rake back this week plus whatever we get, if we get anything from the leaderboard, which we may or may not. So and all of this will go towards the goal of getting to 15L and staying there, hopefully, at least staying there. So because at 50 you can do we pay about $25 an hour in rake, so times 3, 11.25 divided by 25 is 45 hours in a week, and you would get the 3 chests, so 75 times 3 is 225, plus we would get the weekly twice, so that's 75 more. So we would do $300 a week in rake back, at 50, playing about that many hours, 45 hours. How many is that if you did it across the? It's still that's a lot of playing still. But then you also got the option to play to do just the two chests. So 375 times 2, 750. Divide that by 25, and now you got only 30 hours a week. And that would get you $225 in rank back. So you'd be losing out on $75. So the sad part is there's no sort of middle ground. It's doing 40 hours a week is kind of a waste in a way. It's because you would be. I guess it's not, because then you would get. Yeah, it kind of is a little bit of a waste. You got to be doing that extra. So it's 45 or 30. 36 doesn't really make sense. If you play 7 days a week, that's only 6 and a bit hours a day. If you play 6 days a week, 7.5 hours a day, 6 days a week. So you got options. And I mean, as much as I like the thought of being The thought of being a like 53-hour a week grinder is just not in my DNA, unfortunately. It's just maybe it is eventually. It's not today. I just can't do it. Mentally, I just can't do it. I can't do it. So I have to accept that and do what I can do. And if it's, I'll get to live eventually. So if I'm like a 6 day a week, 5 hour a day player, that's what I am. 30-hour a week guy, so be it. You know, maybe I can creep that up to 36 to 40 over time. Just, add 15 minutes a day for, it's going to take time to creep up there. I know that. And I'm the type who, if I can't do what I, if I can't do what I think I should be doing, I don't want to do it at all. But I know I can't maintain mental sanity playing 8 hours a day, 7 days a week, or 7 hours a day, 7 days a week, or whatever it is, 7.5 hours a day, 7 days. I can't. I do not Zoom, not 4 table in Zoom. I mean, that is, if I didn't care how I played, I could. If I just sat here and mashed the buttons and didn't care about the quality of the hands, I could do that probably. But I don't want to be that kind of player. I don't want to be that player. I don't want to be Teddy Hong. Teddy Hong. I don't want to be that guy. I want quality hands at try to get a reasonable win rate to make the game more mentally doable or more mentally stable. I tell you, it's hard to play Zoom 4 tables for 7 or 8 hours a day. It just is. That's a lot of decisions. I mean, that's a lot. That's just a lot. It might not look like it, but I mean, fire up 4 tables and try to play them all well for 8 hours a day. Try to do it for 7 hours a day. Try to do it for 6. It's tough to even do it that long, but I'm not a 10 hour a day, 8 hour a day. Just not. And that's all right. I'll just do what I do. I'll get to live when I get there. You know what I mean? If I have to do, if it takes me longer, it takes me longer. But I can't dread every day. I can't. I know it's kind of soft and everything, but I can't go through existence thinking, oh my God, I have to sit here and go through this for another, you play for 3 hours and you're not even getting started. You're like a third done or something. Yeah, I won't be that guy. So that's all right. I'll do what I can do, and that's going to have to be good enough for now. And like I say, I can build it up over time to become maybe a 40-hour a week plus player. But in the meantime, we got aces here. Just going to bet again. Going to block river down here with our pair of 8s that we've checked down to the river. So, I don't even like to admit that, but it's true. I've tried to... What I end up doing, and I'll tell you this, I end up not playing at all. Which 30 hours a week is a lot better than 0. So I have to accept that. And just work my way up to it. That's all there is. All there is to it. So... Do we check this turn? I think I'm going to. I think it is a pretty high frequency check. On the 10. I think we will check raise too. Even though we do have the board pretty well blocked. Once I call turn, I don't expect to see any river bluffs really, so... Maybe could have even went bigger there, but river. Is this like an all-in spot? I think it is once we check Ray's turn. And naturally we have the chop. It's pretty unfortunate to chop that one, like I have to say. He should be raising flop pretty often. Most players would raise flop with that hand, top two. So, a little bit unfortunate to chop there. Didn't expect that one. We're going to squeeze up here. Because the way I do sessions is like, and I definitely can't, I'll never be like, I don't think I'll ever be one of these, like the Jeremiah Little fella. I don't think I'll ever be a, 7 to 9 hour straight kind of player. Not at Zoom anyway. Maybe at reg tables it's more feasible to do that. But so the way I do sessions is I like to play, 2 or 3 hours stop, 2 or 3 hours stop. Now if you do that, it's going to take you to play 7 hours. It's going to take you like with the stopping and everything. It's going to take you most of the day. Like if you start at 9 a.m., if you did start that early, you play 3 hours with some breaks in between, plus the actual stopping break. I mean, you're looking at 12:30 or something before you're done, and then you stop for a bit. You start again at 1:30. Play for a bit. Now you're into like 5 or 4:30 or something. You stop again for a little bit. You have to start again at 6. Play. Now you're up to like 9, 10 p.m. at night. So you're 12 or 13 hours, getting your 7 or 8 hours in. And you can't do that 7 days a week. I can't do that 7 days a week. There's no way. So I'd like to play 6 a day maximum for now, with doing it the way I do it. Do we bluff here? I think so. Don't think it could be that bad. And I'm just gonna bet river as well. King jack. All right. Might get him to fold something like a similar hand to mine. Ace 10, maybe a hand like King 10 that's going to bluff the river. We can't check call against. Maybe a hand like pocket 7s or 3s or something. It didn't bet flop for whatever reason. So, yeah. I mean, I feel better about playing already. Just knowing that I don't have to... Knowing that I've accepted the fact that I don't have to sit here for... and go through the emotional torture of the whole thing. Because it is... For me, it's really hard. I know I'm not alone in that struggle. I know that, but it's really difficult. And if you want to play more, then play more. If you want to do a 7 or 8 hour day, then do it. But the fact that it's like not mandatory would be... do we bluff King Jack? I think so. Sometimes. Now, part of me is going to think, well, you're not maximizing the EV by playing that little. But I mean, that's all right. You don't have to do everything doesn't have to be done to the maximum all the time. You know, just because it's there doesn't mean it has to be. I mean, if you look at it that way, then nobody would ever do anything. If that's the case, if you have to max it out or else, nobody would ever do anything. So there, that little rant is over. I think here we go small or big. I'm gonna go big on the bottom here. And up here, I've just been in this spot too many times to pull for this. I'm just gonna pull queens, and I'm only getting kings in there. And even kings, I'll be unhappy about it. I can tell you that. This guy's deep in the tank here. Draining his tank. His tank's still got some in it. Meanwhile, we're going with a medium-ish size bet up here. We did get a fold down here. Yeah. And also I like to be I kind of want to be when I play my sessions, I want it to be like when you play live, and I hate to keep talking about live, but when you play live, you go to the casino, you play whatever, and it's much easier to play like a 10-hour session live. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's much easier than playing 4 tables of Zoom. I can promise you that. But you go to the casino at, say, whatever, say you get there 4 o'clock. It opens 4. You're there at 4. You play until midnight, 1 a.m., whatever. I guess we have to be done with this, right? Having the diamond is not great. The ace is just kind of real bad for us. Yeah. That kind of sucks. I don't know if I'm supposed to bluff that or not. But yeah, so you get the casino at 4. You play until, say, 1. You play 9 hours or 8 or 9 hours. And you come home, you're done. There is no, have an hour break and play again. That's it. You're done for the day. There is no more poker to be played for that day. I kind of like that. I don't like this start at 9 a.m. and then poker is still on the docket 10 hours later. When I know I can't do it in one stretch. So, yeah. So we're going to go small here, I guess. This might be a spot where we go half pot, but we'll go small this time. With the ace queen, we do block ace jack of clubs, which is a thing, I guess. Down here we're getting check raised. We're going to peel with the king jack. Not a very good turn. Although we do block jack queen, which is nice, but at the same time, like, what is he check raising here? Maybe a hand like 7-8, which is not going to fold the turn if we bet. I think we got to bet here because we could get him to fold something like the same hand or king queen. So, but I don't think we had to bet big. I'm going to go with something like this. I guess that's kind of big. Sometimes he's going to have 7-8 not fold. But I'll check when I have something like ace jack with the ace of hearts. So another hand we could potentially get to fold is something like ace six of hearts, maybe, that didn't bet turn. I would say when he's tanking like this, I would say it's 7-8. 7-8 suited, or maybe even offsuit. Who knows? We do get a fold. I'm gonna check eights up here with no diamonds. A lot of the pain, I'm telling you, is knowing I can't do what I'm trying to do. Knowing I'm destined to fail. Or knowing that I really don't want to do what I'm doing. That's another thing, or part of it. So here, with the eights, no diamonds, I'm going to pass and just expect that to be underblocked. Could be wrong. But I don't think eights calls there. I think down here we get to raise this sometimes, though. We have ace jack, we have pocket sixes, we have ace six suited, so we got some hands there. Like if I do 6-hour days, I could do 2, 2, and 2, or I could do, if I do 5-hour days, 6 days a week, I could do like a 2.5 and a 2.5. I know it doesn't sound like much, but you know, 30 hours a week is going to be, for 4 tables of Zoom, that's going to be my maximum at the moment. Unfortunately, maybe a little bit, maybe I could do a little bit more, but that's going to be the kind of the status quo, or the initial target, let's call it. Down here, this dude's kind of tight. We'll go with a small bet though. King on turn, we're going to check fold. I think if he has floats like, say, pocket eights, pocket nines, he's not going to bet them. He's going to check, I think, most of the time. So we'll get to showdown sometimes and win, so we don't have to. What is this? When people do this, when they miss the C bet and then bet the turn, what is this? Like, I'm going to call. Because it could be something like King Jack or Queen Jack that just doesn't bet this board for whatever reason. Because you're not supposed to bet it all the time. Interesting. I mean, it could be some sort of just like ace 8 of spades or something, or just like an ace X of spades. I mean, I can't call with ace 9, but it seems I get in a lot of these spots where I get to the river and have to fold, get to the river and have to fold, get to the river and fold. Somewhat regularly. I'm gonna half pot turn down here. What do you do when you just I think ace 9's call on turn, for the reasons I said. And then you get to river and there's really nothing. It's really nothing you can do. Well, I was, just kind of hoping this guy jammed and didn't do this, but he'll probably, Just the most ass backwards way that could have gone. Just couldn't have gone worse. Don't think we run that good at 25-0 for some reason. I don't know why. But it's definitely not running hot in these games over the sample I've got. I will guarantee you that. Making mistakes, I'm sure, but I don't know where, and I don't know how big they are. Really difficult. Some of these, like, non-showdown spots, I'm sure we're messing up. Let's do the super nit. I'm just going to continue to check. I'm going to call with queen 10 suited here. Sometimes, yeah, guess we bet here. So we got things happening. We're 4-betting down here. Up here we've got a donk lead for pot, which we'll call. Down here we got a fold. Up here we got the donk lead. Over here we got 2 pair. Another donk lead. Is this a set? I mean, it smells kind of like a set or a flop flush to me. Very setly, I think. No, it was not a set. It was king jack with a spade. He was drawn dead on river. Over here, we get the call on flop, which is interesting. And we're going to be jamming turn. That's what I would do if I had, say, I don't know, king jack of clubs or king 9 of clubs, if I could have that. No idea what he has to be tanking with. Like, he could be jacks, I guess. Or a hand like, I don't know. I don't expect people to fold over pairs, so I don't think it's an over pair. We did flop 2 pair in a 3-bet pot and got a good turn, so we can celebrate that on the inside. So at those hours at 25-0, we're only going to get $400 a month, $450 a month in rake back, and then whatever you make playing. But that's still 100,000 hands in a month. That's not, like, in terms of actual hands, that's not, that's still a good amount of hands. That's actually more than that. That would be 100 and, I mean, we probably play 20. You probably play 27, 28,000 a week at least. So say 27, put it low. 27, we'll put it low. We'll say 27. 30 times, we'll just say 900. Yep, 27,000 times 4 weeks. It's 108,000 hands a month. That's pretty good. It's pretty good going. And all I do is fold in these spots. That's all I do, but they just always have it, right? Just always got it somehow. He's led ace jack on the turn there. Somehow, ace jack offsuit leads turn. All right. Right, let me run the numbers on that once more, just to see. So, 375 times 4, that would be paying $1,500 a month in rake. But to get an extra chest to put us up to 525, that would be 375 times 0.25 equals plus 1,500. Divide that by 4 to get the weeks. Divide that by 14 to get the hours. Oh, that's only 28 hours a week to get that. Is that right? And that would give you 5. Right, so 375 divided by 14, that would be doing 1 a week. That's 26 and a bit hours. That's not even 30. So doing 5, right? So doing 375. No, that's not right. Times 5. Yeah, that's right. Divide that by 4. And there we go. Divide that by 14. There we go. So you're looking at 33 and a bit hours a week to do 5. That would get you 5 chests. So you'd get 75 times 5. Plus the what does that work out to be? So you'd get 375 in those, plus you'd get the 37.5 times 4. 150 plus 375. That would get you $525 a month in rake back. Plus whatever you get on the leaderboard. So possibly you could get the 600 total rake back there. But how many hours is it to do 1.5 a week? So 375 divided by 2 plus 375. So this would get you at, if you did 1.5 times 4, this would get you 6 chests times 75. That would get you 450 plus the 150. That would get you up to 600. Maybe 700 if you could do really good on the leaderboards in a month. Maybe 6. It'll be over 600 anyway. But how many hours is that? So 375 divided by 2 plus 375 times 4. Now you're looking at $2,250 a month in rake. That much a week. Now you're looking at 40 hours a week to get that. So I think that's out of reach for me at the moment, in all honesty. I think the other one is more feasible. I think the 375 times 5 divided by 4 divided by 14. I think this 34 hours, 33.5, 34 hours is more attainable, and I would get 525 a month in rake back. And you can kind of predict roughly what you're going to win for. We'll base everything around one big blind. So if you do 34 hours a week times 900 hands an hour, let's say 30,600 hands a week. Divide that by 100. 306 times that by 0.25. And you'd make $76 a week times 4. $306 a month at one big blind. That's what you would get. Plus your 525 equals 831. That's not very much. That probably won't cut the mustard, I would say. Plus the leaderboard. It's just not enough, is it? I mean, 40 hours a week isn't that crazy. 6 days a week, 6.5 hours a day. I don't know. Maybe I can do 40. I don't know. I know I can do around 6 hours a day. That's what I can play. Between 5 and 6. 6.5 is going to be pushing it a little bit for me. Oh, I have to come up with some amount of hours that I'm going to play and actually do it that I know I can accomplish. That I know I can do, rather than something I think I should be doing. Like, doing everything twice plus, yeah. Setting up this 53 hour a week business. I ain't gonna be able to do that. I know that. What is my maximum? That's 6.5 hours a day, 6 days a week. Not crazy. Should be able to do that. And that would get us what? That would get us 6 chests, I think. 6 times 75. That would get us the 450 plus the 150 plus whatever we get on the leaderboard. So you'd get 600 a month in right back there. And then 40 times 900. Man, that is a lot of fucking hands, though. Divide that by 100 times 0.25 times 4 plus 600. You're looking at $1,000 a month at a one big blind win rate. That is, which, I mean, man, I have to be doing better than that. I just have to be. Fortunately, living expenses, I don't spend too much. I really don't. I don't, I used to. I know back in the day I was spending, back when I played a lot of live games at 2.5 and higher, mostly. Maybe not even 2.5 that often. It was mostly 5.10. 5.10, 2.5 deep. Occasionally 10, 10.25. Very, very occasionally, depending on where we were. But man, back then you could spend, I know I had months where I was spending $10,000, $12,000 when I was living in Bedford with the ex. I know we were spending 10, 12,000 a month sometimes because I'd seen it on the tracker thing, on the online tracker thing. We just bought everything. I didn't really. She did. So when I say I spent that much, I'm mostly referring to her. So, because I didn't really do anything other than play cards. I didn't really do. I mean, I didn't really do anything. Played some pool. I actually made money doing that, so that didn't cost me anything. I had a bad habit of. I guess we ate out a lot. I did that. That was the expensive part. We were probably cooking twice a week or something. So anyway, back to the numbers. It's not a lot of money at 25 mil, but you're not 25 mil. You're not looking to make a lot of money. You're looking to kind of build and move on to get to 50, where things double basically. So I gotta get this 40-hour a week. I went from 30 to 40 pretty quick within about 20 minutes. But 30's quite easy. I think I could do 30. 40 is a little more difficult. That would be just over 6.5 hours a day, which doesn't sound like much, and it kind of isn't, but it is for me. So anyway, this tangent, and that'll get you, the 40 hours will get you 6 chests times 75 plus the 150 from the thing, and you got to do 1.5 per week. So you got to do 375 divided by 2 plus 375. You got to pay $562.50 per week. Divide that by 14, and you get 40 hours right on the sniz, just a bit right on the sniz. And, if you convert that to Canadian dollars, though, Canadian money, what is that? That is, what is that? So something like, I don't know, 600, let's just say 650. That's about 880, and then you got whatever you win. I think I said 960. That's about 1,300 a month Canadian, which isn't very much, but that's also assuming a one big blind win rate. Which I mean, I'm gonna be surprised if I'm only one big blind winner at 25-0, but I am so far. Not much. I'm closer to 2, but you know, so 1,300, probably worst case scenario. Best case scenario, probably 2,000. I would say. So you're looking at probably 15 to 1,600 a month Canadian, which is not good, but that's on par with what they would pay at a. I mean, you're at the bottom stake basically, and that's on par with what they would pay at a. What shake taxes out and everything. That's a bit on par with what you'd get stocking shelves at Walmart or Sobeys or Superstore or Giant Tiger or somewhere like that. Pumpkin gas, which they don't do anymore. So now that that's out of the way, I'm gonna have to try and play 40 hours a week somehow and get through it mentally. And just get over the fact that yes, I can't do the challenge twice. It's no big deal. Just do the 40. That's good. Just do that somewhere near 40. It's good. But this week I gotta get this chest we're on now, and then another one, so I can start next week fresh on a brand new chest. So, but now I gotta get more tea. So all I'm doing is talking to myself here. Alright, so now that that's out of the way, I can maybe play a little bit here. So, yeah, I think that's what I'm going to try next week. I'm going to try and do the 40 and just see. No pressure on it. If I don't do it, I don't do it. But I'm going to try. And that's what we're going to try and do. And then I'm going to play 6 days a week. I'm going to have one day where I don't play. Probably Sunday, because I don't like Sundays for playing, and that's a day usually where we do stuff anyway. We go somewhere, sometimes go to the big stop, sometimes go various places, so yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Confirmed. So now let's play some hands and see if we can stack some fish. Or get stacked. And the thing about crunching all these numbers is that's an average. It's not a... So when I say, I put the 1 BB in there and I say whatever works out to be $1,000 or whatever for 1 BB, that's an average. So some months it's going to be less. Some months it's going to be significantly less, I think. And some months it's going to be more. But it should average out to be at least that. And at the moment I only spend about half of that. So ace 10, no spade, 14 roll. A little bit. Can't imagine this pure checks, but it's going to fold to the check or to the raise though. It could pure. I don't think it pure checks though. Not with the back. Get backdoor, multiple backdoor straight draws, an overcard, and everything. So ace queen. Let's do it. We'll go for the overbet here. Now, if I can get myself to understand that that's an average and that's not going to happen to the number every single week, every single month, then maybe. I mean, that's what I'm talking to myself anyway. I'm not streaming for. I'm only streaming to have proof that the hours were played. So it's not like I'm streaming to an audience. I'm talking to myself here, mostly. Or purely, even. Soon gonna be daily time again. It's gonna be 1 a.m. Leaderboards have been a complete bust the last couple days. Can we block this into multiple homies? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I should. I doubt we get a fold from 10s there. But we might. Over here, we're gonna go for the fold. Got this dude labeled Nitty. 24, 17, 6. I mean, I would expect him to have something like 9, 8s, 9s, 10s, jacks, and then like ace queen suited. Maybe ace king is still possible, but I think he rips that when this guy 4-bets. So I would expect this to be 8s, 9s, 10s a bunch, and then ace queen suited. So the board is quite favorable for the big blind, I think. Especially once he checks turn. And 10s it is. So other guy had ace queen offsuit. Which is a pretty good 4-bet, I think. It's just these guys play so poorly that you get into the realm of things that are never supposed to happen. Like that hand is never supposed to go down. Here, I think we're just gonna go with that size. River is not ideal. He will have stuff like King X of clubs. Do we block river or do we check? I'm going to check this time. When my kicker with the 10 is so poor, I'm going to elect to check, and I'll bet when I have a better kicker that blocks the king, I think. So I'm going to want to have some check calls there, I believe. He had ace queen anyway, so not surprising. Down here we get this, so it went, yeah, just a fold anyway, doesn't really matter. Another overcall spot. Made his 4-bet very large. Kind of smell something burning, but I don't know if it's coming from here or somewhere outside. Or maybe I'm having a stroke and smelling burnt toast. Up here, I think we can do some middle incisors on this board if we want. We will this time. King 10 with the king of diamonds. We'll start betting here. Turn 5. I mean, we could have checked this as well, but with the king of diamonds, we'll bet. I think on turn I can't see this as being the go-to bluffing hand, but maybe. Down here, we get to do, I guess, that. And up here, we'll go something like this. And down here, we'll bet small. Over here, check turn after we bet flop, now that we're chopping with all ace highs. If I had something like king queen, this turn would kind of suck. If I had something like queens, this turn would kind of suck. So I might block river though with a king, so let's do that. Try not to run into pocket eights. We get raised. It's such a sad spot when you get raised. We don't get raised. Over here we got the nuts. We had the nuts. I think we go with normal size on river, given he can have kings here. And king jack. And that guy had, what did he have in that hand? He had king jack of diamonds in this one. Down here, we're just waiting on the raise basically. Like, I think we still want to be able to bet queen 10, so I don't think we get to overbet here. And his bluffs would be, I guess, something like King 10 or King Queen that check back might be a good one. But he's not going to have those, so. Up here we have trips. Down here we're getting 3-bet by a guy who never 3-bets. Oh man, he does 3-bet a bit from the small blind, so we're going to call. And up here we're going to go with small size on turn. Over here we're going to go with a hefty raise. And up here we're going to go with, I think, something like this on river. I don't know. We do get raised up here, and we're going to just call. He has the bloof. That's surprising, but I guess it happens some non-0% of the time. What a knit roll, I guess. Knit roll. Well, the fact that he tanks that, like, maybe he's thinking about re-raising, but I mean he can't re-raise there, I don't think. So maybe he's thinking about folding, which means I should maybe be bluffing him more than I am. Do we ever win here? Don't care, we're calling. Probably never do, but that's fine. Pocket 10's over here. If we face a 4-bet, what are we going to do? Well, we don't have to worry about it. A bit small. Check turn. Three-bet ace-jack on the top table also. We're here with the 10s. Do we bluff catch this hand? Call turn, fold river, kind of a deal? Or do we just fold turn now? I think we call and fold river. Particularly that river. But maybe we could just fold turn. I don't know. Against a small bet, I don't know. Seems weak. Seems weak. What did he have? He had Queen 9, so he just bet a 9 on turn for reasons we'll never know. Bad idea. We're going to be barreling down here. I think we'll go with the overbet on turn. Up here, we're going to go with a river bet of somewhere around this size. And unfortunately, down here, we get this river here, which I'm going to bet really tiny on turn. Fold to a jam. All right, that works. Probably put in the squeeze over here this time. And I think this ace-5 suited up here. I'm going to elect to not 3-bet this, or not, yeah, not 3-bet this time. So we do flop a piece, but it's on a pretty good board for him. gonna check. Down here, I'm gonna call again. And up here, we're gonna call. And he just has a set. That's unfortunate. Not much you can do. Flop, make 2 pair versus set. It's gonna happen a lot. Just gotta roll with it somehow. I mean, it's happening as much as it is, and I'm still winning, so we should be thankful. Because, I mean, I haven't played much today, honestly. I did my daily. Didn't run into many sets last night, just a few. So, yeah, I mean, you got fish, we could have, you could just have a lot of, we're just not folding there. Especially after checking flop. I'm just not going to fold that hand. Blocking the set as well. You got ace 5, like that is your nut. Absolute nut bluff catcher. Or not even bluff catcher, we could beat value there. You could have another 2 pair that we beat, but yeah, you're never, you know, you start questioning that call, then you're basically what you're asking for is to be able to see their cards if you're questioning that call. Like, you're not going to be happy unless you can see their cards. I'm going to bet again with the king queen. And we'll check river. Pocket 8, snap call turn. Okay. All right. But I'll never get those, like, those will never happen in a reciprocal sense, like I say, because I'm just not going to have the, like, that spot is literally never going to come up on my, like, in my favor, because I'm never going to be in that spot in the first place. So you're going to get 0 reciprocality there. Whereas when you have kings versus aces, that's all, you know, you're going to get those back eventually, or you're supposed to at some point. I don't know if half pot's a thing here. Maybe I should go bigger on the double flush draw board. 2 flush draws do miss. 2 flush draws do miss. Got to bet with something on river. Might as well be this hand. Yeah, so the reciprocal thing where things even out to 0. Getting kings in pre-flop. Whenever you run into aces, that should be a long-term 0 EV spot. Nobody wins, nobody loses in the long term. Because both players are going to play that spot exactly the same. Where is that spot there when I have the ace 5? I'm never going to have pocket 7s in his spot ever. So that one's never coming back. It's never coming home. Because his play is going to be minus EV. Like the whole thing, the pre-flop part of it's going to be minus EV for sure. That's why you don't do that. Even though it looks good when you flop the set, it just, you know, theoretically doesn't happen often enough in the long term. But he will flop set sometimes. Maybe even a lot of times. I think this we can bluff now. Down here with pocket 9s, gonna check this turn. It's kind of a weird river. If we face a bet, I'm gonna be a little bit curious. Yeah, okay. You got kings up here, down here rather. I think we just go with large size here. I don't know, maybe not. I'm going to. Here we check call flop. We're going to check call turn. Blocking ace king is nice. Blocking aces is nice. Unblocking flush draws. Stuff like that. And we pull ahead of stuff like ace seven of diamonds for the moment. So we're still ahead of ace seven of diamonds. Goes for the overbet. Oh, what? What? Yeah. It's another one of these stupid spots. It's never a bluff. Not in this lifetime. Don't know why I paid off. I know, well, I know why I paid off. Because I have a hand that has to pay it off. That's why. I mean, he could even be not realize the board is double paired and have a flush himself or something. I mean, that just can't really fold there, I don't think. Although, you could argue that's not... Yeah, you could argue a lot of stuff. Call, lose, move on. You say people never... I mean, people just don't bluff enough, but I don't know about that one. I just don't know. Getting some... I mean, you could chalk it up to a cooler. You could say the ace-5 was a cooler, which it was. You could say that's cooler, which I think it is. I think that is. Cooler-esque. Trying to think of what I could do different in the hand. I mean, I don't think... Other than, you know, I could fold the river. The rest of it's... I'm calling expecting to lose, though, so maybe I should be folding. So I open this because this dude's super nitty. I'm going to be opening really wide. Attacking his blind. I'm just going to check fold this one. Get the king on the turn. We'll check again in bet river. Do we want to start betting now? On a 17 roll, we'll bet now. That river is kind of whatever. It's gonna have some jack queens, which we block. So I think for that reason we'll go for the gusto here. We did get a fold. Down here we're going for the check raise this time with 5-3. We get the old 9 turn. And sizing, do we overbet here? I don't think. I think we just go 3/4 or so. Up here we're going to do this. And that would have been a 3-street blaster, that 5-3. Depending on what the river was, a diamond river I wouldn't have, but... We turn the nuts up here. I think we can overbet this double flush draw turn. Maybe with this exact combo we don't want to do this, but we do have a spade and a club, but whatever. Still going to overbet, I think. Yeah, I think. Maybe not, though. I can see not. I think exploitatively you can just do that. You can do whatever you want, let's face it. I'm playing way too fancy for the... I'm giving them... I'm playing my range in a way that is giving their range too much, or their brain too much credit. Not their range too much credit, but their brain too much credit. They're not protecting ranges, they're not bluffing enough, they're just not doing a lot of stuff. So This guy donk leads. I wonder if I have a donk stat on this HUD. Donk bet, we do 79%. So yes, Ace Jack will be. Actually, no. I'm gonna call Ace Jack because we just want him to go. You know, he's got a lot of air if he's donking that much. So yeah, Ace Queen plus will always raise. Pocket nines down here. I'm gonna fold for now. Huh. Yeah, I don't think I'm folding this either. No. So we probably could have raised and actually stacked him with Ace Jack there. Maybe we should be raising Ace Jack and Ace 10 should be the... I don't know. I mean, he's donking so much, he's just gonna have nothing a lot of the time. No real sample on this guy, but I think we're still gonna do this. He snap called this one. That was a snap call. I'm just gonna bluff catch down here and hope for the best. Get trips. Now we're chopping with any ace, so that's not great. Gonna check turn. We block king queen of diamonds, which is nice, I guess. Now what do we do on river? Check and hope he bluffs something like what? I don't even know what. I'm gonna block. Ace jack of clubs. Okay. Nice to know he's snap calling with that pre-flop to a 4-bet from those positions. Surprised he didn't get excited and like rip flop there with top pair and a flush draw. I'm gonna call out of the small blind versus this guy, a little bit deeper and everything. He probably had a worse pocket pair, probably sixes. Nope. Checking down 7 high, like as you do. Oh, look at this flop. Holy cow. We go for a big check raise. We unblock everything pairwise. Someday you'll get paid off in this spot and won't face a auto fold on the flop. That's about as good of a flop as you could hope for, really. Even one of the board pairing outs is good for us. Now that turn is not so great. I think we can just go big again. We could bet small too, but I think that's where I go wrong. I think I should just bet big here. Oh, and that's just not good. Not good at all. Check fold now. Oh dear. How do you go from getting that flop to check fold in the river? How does that happen? Oh man. Those really do me in. I'm gonna sit out because that pissed me off a little bit. Not gonna lie. Those ones sting. Even though it's just one pot, it's just they sting just because they're so... I mean, how often do you get that flop? Like once every, I don't know, maybe once a week, maybe maybe less. So to have to deal with that runoff kind of sucks, especially when like he's drawn dead to running clubs. That's the only way you can win the hand is club club, and it can't be the 10 of clubs. 10 of clubs gives me straight flush. So, and then he checks river when he gets there. Like, he doesn't even bet the king of clubs. So, all right. I mean, there's no question that the 25 has been a death run for a long time now. I'm definitely a bigger winner than I'm. I'm a bigger winner than what I'm getting. I know that. That is fact. So it's just a matter of time before that comes to. It's just a matter of time. That's all it is. It's just time. Eventually we'll get there. I think. We do have aces up here on this board. Do we ever check this board with aces? Maybe. Sometimes. But I think we're going to go for the mid-size bet. So, probably too loose to call with deuce four suited there too. It's probably too loose. So yeah, Death Run will end eventually. It has to. It's the law of large numbers. It depends on how you play though. If you're tilted the whole time and dreading every day, how can you play your best? You can't. So that's why I gotta get this 60-hour a week, 50-hour a week stuff off my mind and just play what I can play. And see if that helps. It should. So what's going to happen up here? This guy, yeah. I mean, queens is just going to be a rip. Even though this guy, I mean, from these positions, it just is. There's nothing else to do. Ace king. Looks like he's going to win that one. Oh no, we chopped that one. No. He wins the second one. Jesus Christ, man. Yeah. It's amazing. Amazing. Nothing you can do, though. Honestly, there's nothing you can do. There's absolutely nothing I can do. I just have to wait it out. That's all, and it can be a lot of hands. A lot of hands. So... It's not even that we run bad in those spots. It's the coolers and the... You know, just people making the nuts all the time. Like this one, for example, is going to be pretty sad when we run into aces here. I mean, I almost want to fold kings. Do a 3-bet. Yeah, when that happens, though, I don't think we can really do anything. Ace king. We win one. All right. Very nice. We'll take that. Winning one's nice. That dude's a weird player, this guy, this Thomas H. And he's so nitty pre-flop, but he 3-bets and 4-bets a lot. He's a 17 VPIP. But I would say it might even be a good strategy. Like, he might be doing well, but I know he's not because I see him at 10 and L, 16 and L, 25 and L for forever. So I know he's not killing it, or else he'd have moved up probably. So... do we barrel this? I mean, I assume so sometimes. Here, we're going to continue, probably going to check call turn with this ace high, I'm guessing. Do we check call river with this ace high? That's the next question. Probably not. Probably check call ace queen, ace jack when we have those. He had queen 7, no bluff. King on turn here with ace jack. Nothing to do but check. Do we check call though? These are the ones that I'm not sure about. I don't know. Do we bluff river? Also ones I'm not sure about. I think yes. I have a lot of, I mean, when you think about it, I don't actually have that many. Like ace 4 makes a straight, ace 9 makes a straight. He just backs into 2 pair. Not much we can do there. But I mean, if I get him to fold ace jack, ace queen, if he folds something like some kind of 5x hand or some kind of 6x hand, or maybe even something like jacks or 10s that check the flop for whatever reason. But no, king 8 offsuit. Backs into 2 pair somehow. somehow. When you think about it though, ace jack, like ace 9 makes a straight, ace 4 makes a straight. So I guess I'll have, and I mean ace 3 I might bluff with at some point in a different way, maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe ace jack I shouldn't bluff, but I'm basically saying he doesn't have a 9 very often for checking twice there. There's most hands with a 9 in them except for like 9-7 or something. So here we got this nitty motherfucker here going for a cold 4-bet. Down here we bet flop this time. I'm gonna go half pot on turn. Is that good? Or do I go bigger because it's double flush draw? I'm gonna go half. And hopefully we run into something like 7-6, I guess. Ace 4, yeah, that works. I'll 3-bet this guy again. He could be getting a little tilted though, because he's lost a couple of big pots recently. I'll just fold to the 4-bet though. It's fine. He folds. I think he's on the Twitch streams a lot, that guy. I think I see him on there a lot. T-Grinder, whatever numbers after it. 1980 something. So here we should only lose to pocket 9s really, or some sort of weirdly played 10. So we beat, you could have 7s, 9s, some 6x, missed flush draws. Yeah, I'm just gonna go normal size like this. Missed flush draw we're getting nothing from. He's not gonna bluff with it, so might as well get the maximum when he has pocket 4s and decides he's never folding or whatever. 5s, whatever. So up here we get to set mine. This guy overcalls. This guy, I'm going to give this guy the nit label. Just from his low 3-bet. No set for us. And I would expect this guy to have a pretty strong... Yeah, I mean, he's just not 3-betting very much. So what does this fish have when he does this? I mean, it could be anything, right? It could be ace-king. Could be ace-king, could be pocket 10s, could be pocket 6s. Could even be aces, possibly. This guy's in the tank, rips it. 6s versus king. Okay, so that guy did have a bit of a lighter hand there. Okay, other guy had 6s. Flop sets and 3-bet pots, that's what they do. This really sucks. This spot really, really sucks. But we're going to try and get a good turn, and then decide what to do. That's a good turn. You just pray he has jacks now and not pocket 8s, I guess. But it's going in any way you want to slice it. Hit a bluff. Okay. That's surprising. Down here we have a set. Bottom set. We should be the only one with ace 3 or 6-3. Yeah, we got to jam that spot with the 9 though, I think. Just let him realize too much equity otherwise. You know, he just has king, queen of spades, and we let him do whatever he does. King's down here on the A side board. We got a bit of a pot brewing over here. I'm gonna fold. Up here we also got things happening. I'm gonna fold. Down here with the kings, we're gonna call turn. Decide what to do on river. Over here we got this pot where I'm gonna turn this into a bluff down here. I don't know if that's great, but that's what we're gonna do. Over here we had a flop set and a 3-bet pot. That's surprise, surprise. What the hell did that guy lead on the turn? Jacks. Just lead jacks on turn. That's pretty good. Another one would probably win a big pot if we could keep it low. Not too low though. We don't want any jacks involved. This guy, I'm gonna downgrade or upgrade his label to this. This guy here. Because he is got reggy stats, but he's just bad. Which is alright. I mean, eventually we have to face a 4-bet bluff here, don't we? Like, at some point. It's been 3-betting this guy for... I think this is the 3rd time on the button now. Probably won't be bluffing though. Probably just going to have some sort of hand. We'll see. So we did decide to go with the 4-bet bluff. Failed that time. Checking ace king down into 2 people. Pocket sixes, double barreling down here. With mega equity, or maybe not mega, but heaps. At least heaps. So no heart. No heart plus the 8 gets there, which I expect. I expect him to have a good amount. I'm going to give up. King Jack. Oh, man. Alright. So just I guess he had the double gutter. We kind of block hands like that though. Lucky for him the heart comes down, because we would have probably bet the river. Down here we're just going to go check turn. Up here with king queen we're not going to bet anymore. Sometimes I bet this just because you want to have a king or a queen sometimes. I'm not going to bluff river either. And he's check called with jack high. So what the hell is going on in these games? One big blind winner sitting here. One big blind, one big blind. This spot. I don't think I have to call a king high. One BB. This can't be. Has to be more. Has to be more. Large numbers. Big ones. King 10 will bet here this time. We did roll a 97, but we don't really pay attention to the we don't really pay attention to the RNG that much anyway. I mean, why would you? I only use it pre-flop mostly, and occasionally sometimes post-flop, but I mean, I don't even really know the frequencies anyway. Let's be serious. 4-bet by this guy. Alright, we'll call this time. Dude's getting a little out of line on his 4-bets, so we'll call. And we got things happening everywhere. It's all over here. Up here we got this. Over here we got this. Up here he folded. Over here we get to the turn. And we're gonna bet. Overbet turn. And unfortunately up here we did not get there. Down here we're gonna go all in. Gonna give up with the Queen 10. Ace 9. Snap call overbet. Ace 9. Can't get there. Cannot do it. Playing against a bunch of stations, I guess. You just don't know who's the station and who isn't. That's the problem. Couldn't tell you. I've never seen that guy before. I could have jammed River and he would have called with Ace 9 there, I'll guarantee you. He's not folding Ace 9 there. Not River 2 pair. No chance. 6-7 up here. We're probably going to have to bluff. I mean, we could have queens with the club. We could have all sorts of stuff. Down here, we got this. Diamond River, please. One time. 9 of diamonds one time. No, 6 of diamonds. 6 of diamonds is better. Raised. Okay. Has to be either Ace 5 or Pocket 7s. There's no bluffs, so... Getting raised on this board down here with Pocket 8s. We're going to call... River will check. Probably going to call 8s with the 8 of spades. Queen 5. Okay. That's one way of playing that, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. They got it a lot. That's all I do know. That's all I do know. Even in spots where they're not supposed to, they just do. I mean, it's more likely you run into something really goofy going on, like that Queen 5 hand. It's more likely that's happening than you run into a bluff. It just is. It's just not that. They will 4-bet bluff pre-flop and stuff, but you're not going to run into very many bluffs. You have to get that through your head. Ace 10 offsuit down here. Oh, another overcall. I might have considered 4-betting there, but... We'll check the Ace 5 up here. We got quads down here. We'll go for the 2x or 1.5x pot. here. We're going to check call with ace-5. We did get called down here. Check call flop with the ace-5. I mean, we're still ahead of, again, stuff like 7-8. 7-8, I guess something like king-3, king-4, or king-3, king-5, stuff like that. Not going to fold. Not ace-high plus this draw on that card. It's a very good card for me, by the way. Should be better for me than for him. This would be potentially a good bluff candidate on the river. I think, or are my bluffs like ace deuce? Ace deuce. Hmm. Yeah, man, I think I'm gonna end up calling this and regretting it. It's just amazing. Oh, I'm so bad. They just keep thinking there's no way you can just have it all the time, but when you can just bet any two cards whenever you please and somehow end up with the nuts 3/4 of the time, or the effective nuts 3/4 of the time or more, then yes, I would. But that's not supposed to be the case. You're supposed to be, you're not supposed to have it all the time. I mean, he's got a 4, he's got nothing. It's just should know better than that, but just can't believe they make this many hands. Can't believe it. Just bet flop with 4. Just always got it. Every fucking spot. They just got it. Ah, I don't know what to say. It's amazing, really. Up here, what's he gonna have? Some kind of 8 somehow? I mean, we have to bet, right? Half pot or 2/3? Alright. Well, I mean, if they're not bluffing, where are the spots where we just check down a bunch? Like, how do they make so many pairs and so many hands? Where's the check down? I mean, it does happen, but it's not that common. I don't know. Can't put my finger on it. But maybe I don't see bet enough. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to wait for the leaderboards to reset now because they're almost there. Check on Little Pella, see what he's doing. Probably still playing. So difficult. So difficult. What's Little Fella gonna do here with Ace Jack? I'm assuming he's not gonna fold flop. He calls. Alright. I don't know what the hell happened in this hand if you got like min 3-bet somehow or what. This would be a great hand to raise on turn, would it not? I would think it is. I mean, that would be my play. Oh look, he's gonna do it. It's raising turn. Okay. So we'd have played this one the same so far. He gets the fold. Looks like he's in a tournament as well. Jack 5. I didn't see what happened. Ace Jack, you fold river, I guess. Don't really know what happened there either. Jack 5. Still don't really know what happened in that hand, but gonna bet river though. I guess it's blind on blind. Not a 3-bet pot this time. Yeah. The leaderboard should reset here in a minute. I think. Yep, it's reset now. So we get to do that again. Not going to be able to do the 16 in L1, so, because there's, well, maybe we could. There's really just 10 players in the pool. So, I would assume that's mostly regulars. Now, I could be wrong, but I would assume that's mostly regulars for the simple fact that fish aren't going to want to wait around. They'll probably play a stake lower or a stake higher. So we're gonna do our dailies now. We'll start at 5 like we did last time. See what happens. So 5, 10, probably try and do 16 if we can. If we can't, then we can't, but fold. Jacks over here. We'll go with the 3-bet. Not quite what we were after, but we'll bet. We get a fold. That's wonderful. Ace, king, and aces. Check the ace, king. Check fold. this thing up. Too much 7 deuce being dealt here. Tens with a club, I'm just gonna bet. And let's half pot turn. Why not? Down here, unfortunately, we get this turn. Not much we're gonna do. Yeah, I'm gonna call turn. Fold river. As played. King 10 offsuit. No good. And this leaderboard shit's hard to fucking get on. I thought it was gonna be a little more frequent. I didn't think it would be I actually didn't think too much about it. But I thought you'd consistently get on for small amounts and not like, you know, never bang, win one. Never bang, win one. But I think I don't know. I have to look at it after and see how many but I think I've only been on the 5-0 one like 3 or 4 times out of 11 or 10. 3 times. I guess that's 30%, but there are also baby min caches as well. Like the smallest, like $2, $1.50. So $12.81 is not going to cut it though. We know that. I don't know how I got so many points on the 16 when I went back and looked at it and still couldn't figure it out. That one day. It still didn't make sense to me after looking at it. So flop and top set at 5-0. Multi-way. Ah. We're gonna just call this one. Other guy might come along with just overcards or something if we do this. Bad turn. Unless the other guy was in, then it would be a good turn. But yeah, we'll check raise now. So I don't think he has like pocket eights there anymore. Once he does that, he's either got something, he's either turned diamonds, he's got an ace, or he's got absolutely nothing. And the absolute nothing doesn't really, is he gonna block river with the absolute nothing? Be a sin to end up him having like ace jack and checking the river also. Or like ace 5 and have him check the river. That would be a shame. We can't have that. So Go small bet here with ace queen. Giving up with the 5-6. Probably going to bet river though. Yeah, I think we will. Gonna fold like 9-10 and queen 10 and queen 9 and whatever else. 1281, the best we can do. We suck at this. Leaderboard business. Ace 9 with 9 of hearts. Do we start betting this? I think we do sometimes. Probably not 65%, but I'm going to bet against this guy. And unimproved on turn, we're probably not going to bet. But we want to have an ace sometimes when we bet. So we do river top pair though. Which we will bet for this amount. Call and muck. Down here we got this. Let's go for this kind of a bet. I mean, it'd be pretty tragic if someone's checking a set on this board, but it should only be this guy, really. These guys shouldn't be checking twice with a set, I wouldn't think. Turbo fold. Yeah, we'll just fold this. One big blind lead. We can call one big blind. Probably just gonna call, I suppose. And now just bet fold river. King 5 on king 6-6. Gonna check. On these low, I mean, you could range bet these boards too, but the lower the pair becomes, I think we start doing some checking. 6 might not be low enough, but call turn, fold river. I have a lot of spades in my range here for check flop, call turn maneuver. Down here we would be bluffing if we didn't turn a jack. And up here with no spade. Gonna fold. Down here we beat 9-10 of hearts. Lap 4. Still can't beat our score of 1281. Gonna have to go through and like count the points and see if I'm actually getting the right amount. Cause that one that day, like I say, I couldn't figure it out. Trying to figure out exactly how it works. I counted it before though and it was right, so I think it is. This is a weird one. I think if this were like 5-10 ace, I would just fold, but the fact that we do have a backdoor straight draw. We're gonna peel flop, fold turn down here. Yeah. We'll just bet fold river again. Snap call. What did he have? He had ace 8. Over here, we're gonna call it off. He has deuces. I hope he wins this flip. I really do. I don't want to win my flips at 5 and L. Deuce. Oh well. We'll take his $2, I guess. Oh, that's cool. I don't even have to set that anymore. Just automatically captures it. Okay. Alright. Ace 8 of clubs down here. I think we'll do this. We'll do the check fold now. Too many 2 pairs. Too many jack queens, too many king queens, too many jack tens, too many king tens, too many everything. Too much of everything. We'll just fold. It's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna bet up here this time. Probably just bet. Check. Fold. Burning his time bank. This is gonna be a high frequency check board, especially with the stack depth. We'll check. Do we check raise? 5-6 is a made straight. He could have that. Speaking of 5-6, there it is. We'll double check. And block river, I guess. He had no interest in trying to win that pot at all. None whatsoever. Still on 1281. Last chance for romance at 5 and L today. Not looking good. Looking like another brick. But I'll keep doing it. It's 15 minutes. I mean, whatever. It's not a big deal. It's not like we're, you know, not like we're out here grinding for 7 hours or something for this leaderboard. Do we ever bluff this? 10 of spades. I mean, I feel like at some point you have to bet when you don't have the spade. Against wide ranges in particular. Kings down here. We'll go with 1/3 snap fold. For here, he's deep into the tank again. I do have a lot of hands that can bet here though, so. And on river, we'll go for the little block. Which he does call. Down here, we check raise flop. And we'll go for, yeah, we'll do this on turn. It's not the greatest river because hopefully he just has king jack or king queen with a heart and calls. That would be ideal. But he could have jack queen with a heart also. And he did have king jack with a heart that time. Looks like the leaderboard is a bust. A bust. A bust. You gotta count the money you win while you play as well. That has to factor into the is it worth it category. King, queen, no diamond. We'll go for a bet this time. Barreling some runoffs. The 9 is probably not one of them. Although we do have the right suits to bet. I'm gonna give up. And what do I mean by we have the right suits? Well, we don't block ace, queen of spades. We don't block king, queen of spades. So it is kind of the perfect, it is kind of the perfect combo, but, and we unblock diamonds as well. So we could potentially triple barrel there, but man, is he gonna fold pocket eights for 3 barrels? I tried that bullshit earlier on somebody at 50 and Ellen got called by fucking pocket sixes on yeah, when the flush came in on the river and everything. Anyway, we're done with that one. So that'll be a bust. And down here, I mean, yeah. Our hand is good enough to bet this size, I think. Expect to see pocket sixes, sevens, eights, and nines a lot. Particularly sevens, eights, and nines. Maybe sometimes something like ace five as well, but alright, we're done with that one. Now we move on to 10 and L. The land of 10 and L. Where everybody knows your name. Alright, 10 and L next. So, more donuts. Donuts, goose eggs, 0. Zilch. Probably be my last one for tonight. I'll do the other ones later. 16 and L's not even running. I'll get the 25 and L one just naturally throughout the day, tomorrow, or whatever. So, we'll do this one and call it quits. I think I got an hour and a half on top of this, so we'll be at close to 4 hours on the day. Or on the session, I should say. I'm just gonna fold the deuce 3, I think. I mean, it's weird because... Yeah, I'm just gonna call, actually. 6 deuce. Nutmakers. They just don't put any money in unless they've got the... unless they've just got a good hand. Guess that makes sense, right? Makes some sense, doesn't it? Down here... Well, over here, firstly, we're gonna go for the bet on river. Turn and river combined, bet. Oh, we do get a fold. Alright. We'll even have aces there. Whether he knows that or not, I don't know, but we will. I don't think he'll think that, but we will have aces there sometimes. Sixes on button versus min raise. We'll call this time when we got this guy in the blind. Stab flop. Snap fold. We got pot over here. We get the call. Hmm. I don't think our hand makes that great of a barrel. Blocking something like ace queen of spades, which were, you know, that's not great. We pull ahead of stuff like ace jack with the club, ace queen with the club, pocket threes, ace deuce suited, pocket fours. Yeah. Yeah. How does our hand perform as a bluff catcher? That's the next question. I actually don't know. Gonna fold. As usual. I think we're gonna go. So just go that size. I don't know. Didn't really matter. Go with this size here. King queen will bluff over here sometimes. Just love to make the amount of hands these guys make. Just for a little while. Just just a little while. Just, you know, 400,000 hands of just making nuts and getting paid. Not only making nuts, but getting paid. Like, let them have a second best hand as much as I do. We would be killing it. Well, not killing it, but we would be winning 4 blinds, I think, at least. I think 4. And with the rake, that's pretty good. 1141, that's not very good. Game's very slow. There's plenty of players in here. Overbet the ace king this time. We can do that if we want. No action. I mean, that's a spot where all you need them to have is an ace. And not hit their kicker, and you're getting 3 streets of value 100% of the time for any size you want to take. That's literally all you have to do to beat these games for a good clip is just have that happen. Check all the aces for 1 big blind. That's fun. I mean, I assume he would go bigger if he had a flush, but maybe not. Pocket nines, we call 3 bets. And this flop with the diamond, we will check. Maybe I'm thinking about that backwards, but I think on turn we go like this size. It's a god awful river. I had kings anyway. Alright. Just trying to not get value for some reason. No idea why they do these things. No idea. Absolutely no idea. It's probably not a bad play to check flop sometime, but yeah, you don't want to be checking there very much. I don't think. Not in, yeah. You just don't want to. Someday. Or maybe this is normal. This is just how you run. I don't know. Maybe this is a normal run, what we're seeing, and I'm just not good enough to exploit or whatever. Not good enough to get the job done, let's say. King Jack, we will bet again, I think. It'd be better if we had Queen Jack here, but I think we can bet again for... We'll go half pot on turn. It's a play you should never make there, but just make hands you can, just make hands. That's all you gotta do. They're the best at it. You can't play that hand worse than what he did. You can't. It's impossible. You just can't have bluffs in that spot. Unless you try really hard. We back into a flush. Probably because he made a flush as well. That's probably why we backed into it. That is usually the case. But I'm not going to fold, so... He can have the stack. Block bets. And he folds. All right. If I'm in his spot, I've got a set of kings or aces with the ace of spades or some bullshit hand you can bluff catch with. Ace 3. I guess we will bluff with this. This is probably our worst. One of our worst hands. Not going to call king queen suited. We did back into a flush though. I guess that's nice. Don't really care at 10 and L anyway. Or don't care as much, but I wonder how this dude did on the. I'm gonna have to check the leaderboards from yesterday because this dude is typically doing quite well on them. I want to see if he. Actually, I'll bring it up now. Let me have a look. If it works. There we go. And down here we got this. We'll go with small bet. 10 and L. He's nowhere to be seen at 10 and L the other day. What about 25 and L? Oh, nowhere to be seen. King Jack over here. We're going to call unhappily, but we're going to call nonetheless. Don't think we get to just hold this. He could be really terrible for all I know and just have Queen Jack and bet for no reason. We will fold river though, I think, even though we do have a good bluff catcher. It's just not really going to have the bluffs probably. Probably, right? I mean, we block King Queen. We block Ace Jack. We block Jack 9. We block all of these hands. He could have something like Ace 5. I guess he can't even have Ace 5 of diamonds. I'm going to fold. Could have every Ace X suited though. Maybe. I don't know. Every time you call in those spots, so they have it. Because that's all they do is make the nuts. That's all they do. I think that's the that's the part that makes it not fun. Is that you can never bluff catch and you just have to sit here and wait to make hands and, you just always got it. No matter what. No matter what 2 cards they have. That's probably the most frustrating bit of it all. You just run into it all the time. Anyway, that guy is nowhere to be seen on that leaderboard. How about the 5 and L? Nope, nowhere to be seen there either. How about 50 and L? Nope, nowhere to be seen there either. $16 and L then. Nope, nowhere to be seen there either. What lap are we on? Lap 4, almost done. I really hope this isn't how it is, though. It can't be. It just can't be. This can't be the normal way to run. This has to be some extraordinary event that it just can't be. It just can't be. It just cannot be. The players aren't twice as good or 3 times. They're just not. So I have to realize that and just wait patiently for another who knows how many hands. Could be another million. You don't know. Probably gonna 4-bet down here though. It's this guy. I mean, there's no real need to bluff with 8s here, right? It's not gonna bluff catch because nobody ever bluffs. So, yeah. Something to it though, because other people can have a better red line and do better than me. So I think it is something to do with not calling enough. I just don't know where in the fuck the spots would be to call. I just can't find them. Like, I just can't find them. Cannot find them. Don't know where they would be. Like, if I defend this to a 3-bet, get that flop, what are you going to do? You're just going to fold. There's nothing you can do. You play this spot multi-way. I mean, a lot of it's got to do with these multi-way pots as well. Your red line's going to be worse the more multi-way pots you play. Call with 7s. It's a better river for me than it is for him. He checks, which he should, but I don't think we want to bluff with 7s, so we check. And he has a 7. Alright. They don't miss. They don't miss. Even in the small pots. Yeah, this was a waste of time today. Last actually 2 days in a row, we haven't been on any of the leaderboards. Not even a min cash. Probably will quit the 5 and L1 though if we can't do any better than that. If it's only, you know, but it only takes one really good cash to make it worth it, so we probably won't quit them, but that's going to be yeah, doesn't matter anyway. Yeah. Yeah, I'll fill this out later, but it's going to be mostly donuts so far. Yeah. I want to look at how we've done on I want to look how, okay, so we've done, well, I mean, so far it's been, even at EV, we would be, so far it's been, we played 10,000 hands at these stakes. So this is just from doing the daily leaderboard. I don't know if you can see this with that in the way, but yeah, there it is. We'll bring it over there. So that's just from doing the daily. So you got to add another. I'll even just do the E. Well, I guess you got to do the total, but I'll even do the EV. Add that onto the other so far. Even if you add the 128, but it's actually 182 from 16 and L to actually running pretty hot there. Don't seem like it, but somewhere we have. I mean, that's, you know, if you feel like you're losing when you're winning for 17 BB per 100, there's something wrong with you. Which we already know that, but so add that up. So that's going to make it, I mean, not that we're going to sustain this, but I mean, even if you got not even half, but even say, well, is half of that? That would be 7 blind, 6 blind, 6.5, even half of that again. Even if you got $40, there. Add that onto the 184 we've got, and that puts you over 200, well over 200. But this puts us in the realm of what, 180 and 180 and $360 since we've been doing this. And it's been like 10 days, 11 days, so it's worth doing if you can keep your mental faculties together, which I struggle to do. But anyway, we're going to call her quits. I'm going to update the hours here. We'll call that, what is that? It's 4, so 69.5 from the hour and a half we did earlier, plus this one. We had a total of 69.5 for that, and that was for the 23rd, so that was for this. So 69.5. Then we got today. All right, that's it for this one.